Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ance. I'm Sean, back again. It's Monday. Y'all know what that means. Here again with another Market Monday where we're breaking down everything that's happening in MLB The Show 21. All the new content coming, some speculation on what could be happening, and how all of that content is going to impact the market, how we can capitalize on that to make you some stubs this week. And even though we're getting in September, there's definitely going to be a lot of reasons you're going to be needing stubs still. You're going to be wanting a lot of new cards that are coming out. So let's break down some things that are happening and some things that could be coming along in the future. First, looking at the schedule for this week, I'm not even going to throw it up on the screen because there's not a whole lot to talk about. All that we know that's coming in the future is the daily program update happening on September 1st. We already knew that was going to be happening anyways, so nothing really new there at all. Of course, when that new daily program comes, we're going to be watching, seeing what packs are in that, but that's not really going to impact anything till towards the end of that program, which on the surface makes this look like a really light content week overall. But there are a ton of ways to make some stubs this week. We're going to talk about some really good investments, but I also think we could have some really big content coming on the horizon. Obviously, August player of the month, that could be surprisingly dropped this week. That could come Thursday. I think more than likely it comes like a next Wednesday probably sort of play, but maybe player of the month drops this week. I think that's certainly possible. We don't really have a calendar update, so it's tough to say. You could be wanting your tops now, making sure you're holding on to those, making sure you have those ready to go. Those could be really important this week if that player of the month drops. And I know a lot of people have been talking about Team Affinity 4. We've definitely reached the time between Team Affinity 3 and now. That's a very similar time period to when we had between Team Affinity 2 and Team Affinity 3. So if we're gonna be getting Team Affinity 4 before finest, which would mean early November, I certainly hope that's the case. We could be seeing Team Affinity 4 drop in the next week or so as well. They've been releasing a collection with every Team Affinity as well. We had Mo drop with Team Affinity 2, and then Shohei with Team Affinity 3, Mookie somewhat after Team Affinity 3. Could Team Affinity 4 be coming on the horizon? I definitely think it's possible. Maybe a Team Affinity 4 collection along with that. Probably too early to expand the Mookie collection, but you never know what they're going to throw out. There's still a ton of good cards that we need. So personally for me, I'm making sure I got a lot of stubs ready and prepared to attack the market and be able to buy cards. Also, we've been about a month since the most recent flash sale. So far this game cycle, they've been pretty consistent. A month between each flash sale. So Labor Day weekend as well this Friday. Maybe we have a Labor Day weekend Friday flash sale type of thing happening. I definitely think that's a possibility. I'm gonna keep my eye out. We're gonna be ready to go. Of course, if there's a flash sale, we'll be live on Twitch. Link down in the description below for that one. We'll be ready to go. We'll also be, of course, talking about all of that stuff as we figure it out in Discord. You can follow the solo link down in the description below for our Discord. And if you're a member, if you join and become part of the Stub Squad on this channel, you join any of those, you do get access to our Stonks Discord where we're talking about MLB The Show and the market and market moves and early heads up on all that stuff. And if you go level 2 or higher, you get early access to videos just like these, so you're super prepared and know where you should be throwing your subs around in this game. But overall, though, again, on the surface, looks like a really light content week, but I think we could have some big content coming up. Team Affinity 4, Player of the Month, new collection, maybe even an extreme program, who knows? But let's dive into the market now and take a look at some really good investments in the current moment, because there are some great ones. So let's tap over here to the marketplace. We'll take a look at it. First off, look at that live series. We'll start with that. Prices on these pretty steady all around. We take a look at Mike Trout. They're rebounding a little bit from the low they got at the end of the inning program with the 90+ pack. These are rebounding, not really a whole lot of movement there. We come in and we take a look at some of these golds. Really good prices on quite a few golds throughout. Some expensive ones here and there. But overall, I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, Devin Williams at 2,600, JT Realmuto at 1,900, Israel Garcia at 2K. Take a look at some of these. Robbie Ray, 38. It's a little bit more expensive, of course. Kendall Graveman, 38. Joe Musgrove at 21. There's some really good buys on these golds in the live series market right now. Lots of potential to come in, get some investments up. If you want to see some guys who I'm watching over these next couple weeks, click the link at the top of the video right now. That'll take you to my roster update prediction video, so to speak. It's early. We got a bit to go until the roster update, but just some guys that I'm looking at over these next couple weeks. Now, in terms of the big places to make some stubs and some investments, let's take a look at a couple examples of a couple cards here. Let's come on to our sets, or our series, I should say. Let's go to awards, because there's quite a few in the awards category. These 4 cards right here, along with this Travis d'Arnaud, one thing that they have in common, they're all from the kitchen sink packs. Kitchen sinks, obviously we got the kitchen sink packs in the shark map. We also got some in the 6th inning program conquest map as well. So there has been a ton of these influx into the market. They're starting to rebound right now. You can see the sell now on d'Arnaud, 58, 57 on Rick Porcello, 54 on Eloy, 53 on Dallas Keuchel, and 58 on Mazeroski. If we take a look at Porcello, for example, we can see it's very, very, very slight, but just at the bottom there, they're slowly starting to rebound just a little bit. I think these are really, I mean, at 5,400, 5,500, it's essentially at quick sell, and you can't really risk much. You can't lose too many stubs on these. And with getting 2 drops of kitchen sink pads back to back relatively recently, I think it's fair to say we probably won't get any more kitchen sinks for a second. I suppose if we do have a flash sale, it's possible they drop then. However, I see them, if we were to get a flash sale on Friday, I see these getting to 9 to 10K even before that. And I'm going to be coming in and cashing out just in case that we do. But it's even possible if we do, we don't see any kitchen sink packs within that, as they could replace those with a Field of Dreams pack drop or something along those lines. But overall, again, as how low they are, tough to really come in and lose stubs. Some other ones we can also come in and look at the primes as well, because there are a couple here with the primes. Darren O'Day is at 5,700 and David Robertson is at 5,300. So again, we look at that market trend line, pretty similar trend line, but you can just tell that very top red line right at the end. If you really look closely, it's slowly trending up. I think the drop from these has hit their rock bottom, and they should see a pretty firm trend upward from here, in my opinion. I think these are really strong investments. I've been coming in and buying some up. I got 300K right now. I may even drop some more on O'Day, Robertson, and those awards guys around 5,500. I think those are super strong buys at the current moment. Next ones we're looking at here, these home run derby cards. They have rebounded quite a bit from where they got yesterday, but they are still relatively low. We take a look at a guy. We'll look at Joey Gallo. Obviously, all these base guys are around this 16K mark. Take a look at Joey Gallo. Tab on over to his marketplace. He was around 40,000 right before the drop hit. What caused that drop, you may ask? That was people getting to that pack in the daily monthly program. So people finally did enough dailies in the monthly program to hit the home run derby pack. And you can see he dropped down to around 15K, 20K on the sell now. Honestly, even at 16K, not bad buys overall. This is probably their floor. Maybe a couple more people get them throughout the rest of this week and obtain those packs, and that'll give them enough to get those packs. But the majority of people who are going to get the home run derby packs have gotten them, have sold them. We see those prices dipping. They've been rebounding today, pretty solid overall. Even at 16K, it's not a bad place to come in, especially if they get back up to 25, 30K. I think it's very possible that they do that. Not a bad price to come in at to capitalize on if you got some extra stubs you could spin around. Similar idea with the All-Star Game as well. People just got to the All-Star Game pack today, and as you can see, Xander Bogaerts, Liam Hendricks, both at quick sell value. So again, you want to talk about risk-free? You can't lose stubs on this. If you're making an investment, it is impossible for you to lose stubs on these 2 cards, because they will never be worth less than 5,000 subs. So you're losing 15 stubs per card, worst case scenario. But I think it's very, very likely these are going to rebound. We've gotten several of these All-Star Game packs pretty recently. We had one in the shark map, and then as well as people getting to this one in the daily. And we can see before 16K or so, Xander was chilling right around a little bit over that 16K mark before people got to it in the shark map, and then people got to it again in the daily program, slowly trending up there at the end, but of course coming down today with people getting it at the daily program. Definitely see a rebound of these, and it doesn't even have to be crazy. He doesn't have to get back up to 16K. If you bought him at 5 and he gets back up to 8,000, 9,000, that is a really, really, really strong return on your investment for what you're having to put in. And again, you want to take a super conservative play. Can't lose stubs coming in here. I have 5,000 stubs a piece. Impossible to lose. You need a place to store some stubs. Really good place to do it. That can give you a strong return on your investment too. Next ones we're looking at here, these BR Silvers. Let's take a look at some of these old ones. We'll look at Chris Sale. Right now, he's selling for $940 on the sell now. When we look at the marketplace trend though, take a look at that last week. he's definitely been moving upwards, almost up to 2K on the sell now, 1654 right now today. But you can see that firm trend upwards. It took a little bit longer this time than we expected, with the free entries really impacting things. But as we mentioned, whenever the VR program came out, these were gonna drop. But as people finish the program and can no longer obtain these cards, they can't acquire them anymore, we do see that rebound happen. We've seen a pretty firm rebound happen so far, and there's still 2 weeks left in this VR program. These cards should only trend upwards from this point. And even at 940, I think it's a relatively strong place to come in at. I mean, worst case scenario right now with the price, it's a solid flip. And the price of these, I definitely don't see crashing in any fashion anytime soon until that next BR program will come out. So within the next 2 weeks, I don't see the value of these dropping at all. Take a look at another one, just as an example. George Springer, around 1,000 stubs each. That's been his pretty firm price, trending upward as well. Something weird happening with his buy now on yesterday with that average price. Don't know what's happening there. Take a look at the golds too. I think these are solid plays as well. Let's take a look at somebody. Let's just look at Alex Colomé here. Currently 1685 on the sell now. So not too much over quick sell, a decent amount over quick sell, but not incredibly much. And again, you take a look at the trend. It's a pretty firm trend upwards. I mean, shoot, at its price right now, you're looking at about 1,000 stubs even just on a flip. So if you can invest in a card that worst case you can turn around and sell for 1,000 stub profit on a flip, that is a really good play overall. Take a look at one of the newer guys, maybe like a Carlos Santana. Pretty similar, 1,600 on the sell now. Trend line went up, bottoming out where it is right now. But again, still 2 weeks left until the next BR program, until these cards will be influxed back into the market. So we should see those trend lines continue up, especially if they surprise us with some sort of collection needing these cards before then. You never know what SDS has up their sleeves when another collection could drop. So I like those plays as well. I'll probably diversify a solid amount with 300K right now, get in a little bit more on the kitchen sink buys, pick up a couple of the all-star games, and maybe throw some at these golds around that 1,500 price, because that's a pretty safe play. Again, not really a huge opportunity to lose a ton of stubs, especially over the next 2 weeks with not many people being able to acquire these cards anymore. Last thing I do want to talk about is that we do have a new event coming tomorrow, and it is going to be Tops Now. The Tops Now event's coming. We got 2 new rewards, Jose Altuve and Yu Darvish Tops Now cards being the rewards for that. But the event, you're only going to be able to use Tops Now cards. So if you want to make this a little sneaky investment, maybe you could pick up some Tops Now cards. You could be needing those for the Player of the Month collection happening soon, and people buying them for this event. You could really see their price double up here and have some really big moves as people are buying these cards to use in the event, as well as needing to use them for a Player Month collection. I don't know if I'm going in on Tops Now. They've really kind of been all over the place this year, it seems like. But if you want to use some stubs, you want to have that opportunity, you want to have that ability, I definitely think there's some possibility with that to be effective and be productive and have a strong return there. So that does do it for Market Monday today. Again, like I said, maybe a light content week on the surface from what we know so far, but a lot of investment opportunities. I'm excited. Gonna be throwing out some subs. I got a lot of stubs into the market right now. I got another 300K that I'm probably gonna be pumping in throughout the day based off these prices. Gonna be looking to double that up by the end of the weekend, doing real well with our subs. Be prepared for a potential flash sale coming soon as well. Overall, lots of market moves to be made. Want to make some investments? Follow some of the cards we mentioned in today's video. You're going to be doing really well. If you enjoyed this video, you like the Market Monday series, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. As long as content keeps pumping out in this game cycle, we're gonna keep Market Mondays up as long as we can. You never have too many subs, especially all of y'all chasing every card in the game, going for theme teams at the end of the year. You know we're gonna need a lot of subs for that. I need some more subs as well. It helps me stay on top of everything we need to be doing. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've been throwing out some investments off of the shark map, extending conquest, and now these daily packs that have been dropping too that are making everything crash. You've been throwing out some investments on that? Let me know how much down in the comment section below. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.